In 2015, a local neurologist diagnosed me with what he called early-stage senile dementia, likely of the Alzheimer's type. So I got a referral to a major Seattle hospital neurological center where I received hours of cognitive tests and a brain MRI. The doctors wrote to my primary care provider telling him I almost certainly had Alzheimer's disease. Later MRIs in 2017 and 2018 were for someone in memory care. But in 2021, an MRI found my brain mostly in the normal range, and my cognitive tests had improved steadily from 2015. But Alzheimer's disease normally follows a steady, unrelenting path to death over a few short years. Why was I different? There's a reason. Let's find out what it was. As we age, everyone's brain atrophies. As a result, we begin to have trouble recalling words and names. This is likely normal aging, but there are several diseases that dramatically accelerate this process, causing much greater atrophy of the brain and much greater loss of memory. Eventually, we may forget who our loved ones are and even forget how to swallow. We call this dementia. Death ensues a few short years after initial onset of the syndrome. The most common cause of dementia is Alzheimer's disease, but there are others. It's the sixth leading cause of death in the United States and the third leading cause of death in my own state of Washington. In popular culture, we think of Alzheimer's disease as hereditary. However, it's increasingly clear from research that lifestyle plays a big role. Some people may develop Alzheimer's disease even though they have no genetic predisposition, while others have the gene markers but don't develop it. Why is that? My experience is that the disease is powerfully promoted or held back by lifestyle habits. How much exercise you get, what you eat, how well you sleep, how well you maintain your social connections, how much exposure you have to air pollution. This is the conclusion of science, and it's consistent with my experience. In 2015, when I was tested in Seattle, the neuropsychological test results classified me as impaired. The MRI found that the hippocampus in my brain had atrophied significantly, and measurements of my brain ventricles found that my entire brain had atrophied to the extreme end of their measurement system. My symptoms worsened from there, and I soon found that I needed to stop driving. What is the hippocampus, and what are the ventricles? The hippocampus is a part of the brain that is critical to memory, especially short-term memory. It also keeps you oriented in time and space. So people with a damaged hippocampus may forget recent conversations and not know where they are. They also may lose track of the date or time. The ventricles are actually void spaces in the brain. As the brain loses tissue, the ventricles expand to compensate for the loss. So these measurements are important in the diagnosis of Alzheimer's. The results of a brain MRI may be referred to as a biomarker for the disease. When these measurements are taken, they are often normalized as percentiles with respect to the patient's sex and age. So 2 MRIs in 2017 and 2018 found that my hippocampus volume was less than the 1 percentile for men my age, and my ventricle volumes were greater than the 99 percentile for men my age. In other words, among 100 men my age, I would have had the smallest hippocampus and the largest ventricles. This is what they find with the brains of people in memory care. Fast forward to 2021. I had another MRI in Seattle that found my hippocampus volume was at the 56th percentile for men my age. That's a pretty amazing improvement. Not only that, but I was driving safely and my cognitive test scores had improved steadily from 2015. What changed? What changed were the decisions I was making regarding how I lived. I joined the gym and worked my way up to 55 minutes a day, 6 days a week of vigorous aerobic exercise. I began following a Mediterranean diet, and I took steps to ensure I got the best sleep I could. Consistent with the best research, I maintained social relationships in my church and other activities. I specifically avoided withdrawing from the world. I didn't do crossword puzzles or play Sudoku, but I did work on learning the Spanish language. In 2017, a neuropsychologist told me I was on track to be dead by age 75. But he also indicated that if I kept up what I was doing, my life lifespan could easily extend at least to 85. If those are the options, I'll take the 85 one. And I am now 75. I'm not dead. Today, I live the same life I would live without the disease. Each morning when I wake up, I think back to how things were back in 2015, and I can't believe it. But unlike 2015, I remember everything that happened yesterday, and I know what's on the agenda for today. And so I'm grateful to the good Lord for my home and my family and my good health. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this and other material we post here interesting. If you want to know more about my experience and about the scientific research that explains it, I wrote it all down in my book, Beating the Dementia Monster. So far, we've sold about 12,000 copies on Amazon with a 4.5-star rating. Also, there's a link to the Dementia Monster blog in the show notes. On the blog, we have over 550 posts to supplement information in the book and update what we have been learning about Alzheimer's disease and dementia. For those interested, I also give updates on my progress with my condition. So have a great day, and you can check in next time.